What's up, everyone? Eli here, Internet's second tiredest music teacher, coming at you with a reaction video today. Finally knocking out a Clipse track after, I don't know, 2 or 3 failed attempts, multiple re-recordings. So, what we're going to do though is we're going to check out the track "The Birds Don't Sing" off of their new album. Right, off of their new album, like God Sort 'Em Out. Holy mackerel! Even have my life together like that. But here we are. Um, this one's a big one though, because as of recording, the music video dropped just about 5 hours ago. So this is all fresh, brand new. And for me, it's going to be the first time seeing the video and first time hearing it. And from what I saw very briefly, the music video actually runs about 90 seconds longer than the actual track. So we'll have some good, my assumption is we'll have some good kind of development paired up in the video to go with the track. The other thing though with this one is it's by Clipse, of course, Pusha T and Malice, but it also features John Legend and Voices of Fire. I don't have any idea what that second one is. I'm assuming it's going to be a like a chorus, a choir type type deal. And yeah. Anyway, let's check it out.
Yep, he got it. There you go, Nice. Yeah, Nice.
For whether we live unto the Lord. And whether we die unto the Lord. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Lord.
So right off the start, we haven't gotten into anything yet, but I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption that the track "The Birds Don't Sing" is based off of this concept of the caged bird doesn't sing, and it's this idea of being trapped, even though you're this wonderful creature, um, without any sort of access to freedom. You don't really have your voice anymore. You've kind of lost that, and it's stripped away and leaves you really devoid of one of your most defining attributes, from your ability to really be your entire self. So that's kind of what I'm speculating.
Lost in emotion, mama's youngest. Trying to navigate life without my compass. Some experience death and feel numbness. But not me, I felt it all and couldn't function. Seeing you that day, telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day. It was in God's hands. Yeah, it was at Elon's, waiting to get with me. On my way to Texas, that's when Virginia hit me. And I realized in that instant, our last conversation, you was against it. Told you I was going to Turks for Thanksgiving. I heard what I wanted to hear, but didn't listen. You said you told Jean that Buck needed forgiveness. I see you went to Didi's and stuffed both her fridges. You even told Dad you wished y'all never split it. See, you were checking boxes, I was checking my mentions. Saying you was tired but not ready to go. Basically was dying without letting me know. I loved you, Med Naj. Hate that he won't remember you. 2 things that break my heart is what November's do. And T follows you. Now mind you, Didi calls you, Jean finds you. Was that your vision? Precision. While I'm reminiscing, it all hits different, my listen.
The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech and play. The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech and play.
Yeah. So first, Voices of Fire, definitely that choir. It's working in the background there. Fantastic stuff. And then with that piano part at the beginning, through the first part of the verse, um, it kind of leads you to feel like you can't quite find the downbeat with it. As you're going through, like finding one, you can definitely find a beat through there, but it's kind of hard to determine where you are in the measure until we get to the part right at the start of the chorus with the whole beat dropping in kind of thing there. So that's interesting. And it kind of makes you think of like a bird being lost. It's still fluttering around. It's still got its little stuff going on. Its piano, little riff, but you don't really settle into it until you get to that beat pushing forward. So that's interesting. Uh, Other thing, I realized I have listened to this one in that line going to Texas, but got caught up in Virginia. I think that's what it was, something similar. Um, was the line that stood out to me when I first listened to it, and I don't know, it's such a cool line. I'm glad to hear Clipse and Pusha really representing Virginia here. I dig it, and yeah, the other thing coming off of that first verse is Pusha's talking about all that time he spent grinding and trying to come up while his sibling was spending time doing the family things. And so, what I'm starting to picture is you get this scene of even though Pusha's grinding and doing all this work, he's actually like trapped up in the cage and doesn't realize that freedom and the ability to sing is, and that's kind of this nice little juxtaposition against the rapping, is caught up without him being able to spend that time with his family and really commit to that. So let's keep it going.
The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech in pain.
Your car was in the driveway, I knew you were home. By the third knock, a chill ran through my bones. The way you miss mama, I guess I should've known. Chivalry ain't dead, you ain't let her go alone. Found you in the kitchen, scriptures in the den. Half-written text that you never got to send. Combing through your dresser drawer, where do I begin? Posted noted Bible quotes, were you preparing in? I can hear your voice now, I can feel your presence. Asking should I rap again, you gave me your blessing. The way you spelled it out, there's an L in every lesson. Boy, you owe it to the world, let your mess become your message. Shared you with my friends, the pops they never had. You lived for our fishing trips, damn I had a dad. Mine taught discipline, mine taught structure. Mine didn't mind when he had to pull a double. Mine worked overtime, smiled through the struggle. Cause mine wouldn't let us feel what he had to suffer. See, mine made sure he had every base covered. So imagine his pain finding bass in the cupboard. Birds don't sing if the words don't sting. Your last few words in my ears still ring. You told me that you love me, it was all in your tone. I love my two sons was the code to your phone. Now you home.
All right, before we continue on into the chorus again, so working backwards in Malice's verse, um, covered all your bases, so you found bass in the cupboard, and like that's such a interesting line because it's talking. I mean, I'm assuming talking about freebase, which is that precursor to crack cocaine. I think can't quite remember it off the top of my head, um, but um, it starts to highlight this sense of letting down your father figure, or your father in this case, um, by straying off of the path of what he had raised you for. And so that's a really heavy type deal there. And then when he hits that last word home and everything drops out, that's such a It's a powerful moment. That was done so well, and kudos on that one. Holy mackerel! And then backing up, the other line that really stood out was um, every lesson. When you spell out every lesson has its L's, I think, and um, just putting that into context with every time you go through to learn something, you're always gonna have some bumps in the road or some failures, depending on how you're gonna look at it. And part of that being what his father had taught him growing up, and then backing up actually to Push's verse, realizing that he was talking about his father, presumably. And at the start of Malice's verse, we piece together that his father passed away, and so it's this really like leaves you feeling kind of empty and really wishing for another opportunity, a different opportunity to approach things, to make sure everything lines up in line with what your parent had raised you to be. I don't know. It's hard to articulate, especially this early in the morning. But anyway, a lot of clever wordsmith going on here. Let's just keep it going.
The birds don't sing, no they don't. The birds don't sing, they screech and bang. Don't the truth ruin it? Now it feels different when they doing it. The birds don't sing, no they don't. The birds don't sing, they screech and bang. They don't sing, they just screech and pain. It's a cycle, they do that shit over and over again. The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech and pain. The birds don't sing, the birds don't sing, they screech and play. You'll never come back again, no, no.
Remember those who lost their mothers and fathers. And make sure that every single moment that you have with them, you show them love. You show them love. You'll see.
All right. One last little thing before we go into the breakdown afterwards is the guy's shirt, the Hilfiger shirt. I was trying to figure out what it meant. Tell Jesus it out. I was like, what, what, what could that possibly mean? Then I realized it's tell Jesus, he'll figure it out. He was like, oh, okay, that's clever. It's kind of fun. Anyway, let's talk about it. Coming off of that, there was a lot of really good stuff lyrically that was placed in there in terms of really visual storytelling. And even without the music video, if this is one of those songs that you like sit down and listen to and give that most, if not all of your focus, you really start to paint this kind of movie in your head as you're going through. And I think that's just such incredible work by Clipse to be able to portray that and really communicate that in just their word choice and delivery. And it's just something else. It's something else. It's not something everybody can do, which is which is fine. Not everyone needs to be able to be a master of wordsmith and delivery. But then John Legend, John Legend's voice is just incredible, and he, I think, does an exceptionally great job at conveying emotion in the tone of his voice. And then you really also feel it in the timbre when he gets up into this high register. and it really gives you a sense of ache and like longing with not even his words, but just how it sounds, and then layered into the rest of the song, but also with the choir. And I just think the whole way this was pieced together was very, very well done, very meticulous, and very, very well executed. I'm trying so hard not to say very all the time. Um, but this track is solid all around, and it's definitely not like the kind of thing you'll just run in your car, just bumping, but with everything that it conveys and what it really brings to you and what you then are forced to give back to the track. I think it's probably a 9 out of 10 in my book. I dig it so much, and I'm so glad Eclipse came back and dropped another album. So we're just here to love it all. Yeah. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, if you want to see some more stuff like this, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do that. If you have subscribed and have not rung the bell, do that. Notifications. I'm trying really hard to be more frequent with this as long as my equipment keeps working properly. And yeah, until next time, Internet's second tiredest music teacher, this is Elon